Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading. My name is Maria and this is a tarot story for you if you have Taurus anywhere in your chart, and even if you don't. If you felt drawn to this video for some other reason and it speaks to you, then it's for you. So we have a reading today that speaks about something that has been a long time coming, or that you have been waiting very eagerly for, something you feel like has been moving incredibly slow, or it has just been a really painstaking process. And now it's like it's about, the oyster is about to open, the pearl is just about to be revealed, and now suddenly there are sort of some last minute things that need to happen, sort of a little fast. Even though the process has been so slow, it's like it's here, the change is here, but Spirit would like you to do a couple of things first, and those things may be a little bit of a surprise to you. It's sort of the feeling of you've been carrying something with you in order to cross the finish line with it, and at the last moment you're being asked to release that thing in order to cross the finish line. And then the oyster opens and your new beginning takes flight. So it comes out a little bit like that. It comes out like something that you've been really waiting for, but you're just being asked to release, and I think it's not at all, it's not a person, it's not a thing, it's more a state of mind, something that you're used to being or doing that cannot come with you to the new beginning that the universe would like you to have and that you want to have. You come out with these two energies, the isolation card and the flowering cards, telling me that you're at this point, this looks to me, normally this looks like ice in the sense, you know, the cold thing, but today it looks like ice in the sense diamonds. Like you, it's sort of like the last part of the diamond, the coal being crushed and becoming the diamond. It's almost as if, to a certain extent right now, the pressure is really high because it's just about to burst. You're just about to step into the new. So I experience this as you experiencing some frustration at this point. You just feel some sort of pressure, and you're not liking it, of course, but it is sort of the last part of it, and it's the way it always is before we have a big breakthrough mentally, emotionally, or in our life, that there is also, there's this period of time right up to it that's incredibly frustrating. It's like you can feel the energy pulling together as to be able to make that big launch, to make that big move, and I feel like you're right at that stage. And where it's going is it's taking you into the most beautiful state of being you could really actually ever imagine. It's really gonna take you to something so gorgeous, which I think you have been hoping for and longing for and waiting for, and you're probably pretty fed up with waiting for it. or you know, I experience this as you've waited a long time for a manifestation that's very important to you, and this is the promise that it's coming. It's just around the corner. Even though you've been fighting a long time to get there. So this looks to me like you sort of, in a way, this looks like a rubber band to me today, like you're running a little bit counter to the energy, because you want this to happen, you want this thing to arrive, you want whatever it is that you're waiting for. It could be really anything. It's just, you could be, this could be the sort of the last part of your pregnancy, and you just want that child to come out. and that could be metaphorically as well, sort of in a creative process or a work environment or something. It's like it's just about to burst and you really want it to get moving. But you're sort of, because you're so anxious about it, or you're so I guess impatient, this is telling me that you're working a little bit against the energy. The energy would like you to go about it a little differently, because what you're doing right now is sort of counter to the flow, to the natural movement of the thing. And your backstory is that, and you might still be here, is that you've been in a process that has just been moving too slow for your temperament. It's been painfully slow, and you've had to slow some part of your life down to a degree that I think is just, well, it might have been comfortable, some of it, but I feel like now you've had enough. And it's just been a burden to you to have to carry this slow moving energy and wait for something that just doesn't seem like it wants to give. So you've been sort of stressed out, frustrated, and I almost see this a little bit as this is you and you in a way. It's like a deeper part of you is under transformation. For example, your inner child or your heart or something more soft and that moves on another frequency than the mind. And this looks to me like your mind is saying to this other part of you that's more soft and vulnerable, get on with it. Why is it taking so long? Come on, move. Of course, this could also be something that's happening in the outer world, but I just see some stressed out sort of, it has this cock here, so sort of cocky person who just wants to move on with it and wants to move out. I'm not saying that you're that. But it could be sort of a part of you. It could be sort of it looks to me a little bit like FOMO, like you just fear of missing out, like you just want to move. This is taking too long and you want the next thing to happen, or you want whatever it is, you want that to arrive. And so you're sort of burdening a part of you that moves at another pace in another way, and that is actually more tired than your mind is. Your mind is sort of very willing to move to the next thing, but some deeper part of you is a little tired. And you also come out with this card telling me that I think you, in how you experience this situation, is that you have done your part. You've done enough. You've done probably more than enough. I feel like this has been, whatever it is that we're talking about here, that thing that you want to move in your life, you've done what you could, and you're sort of waiting a little bit for the timing or for something outside of you to move. So you're sort of waiting in this state of, what's the holdup? Why doesn't it just manifest? What are we waiting for here? And I think that Spirit wants to say, yeah, you have done a lot of work. You have done almost everything. There's just this one thing that we would like you to do. It's not a big thing, but it is something that you need to release. We'll return to that. So the underlying issue of how you're working with the energy right now is that you're dreaming yourself away from the present moment because it annoys you. You're not that, the present moment is not very comfortable. You want the next new thing. You've waited long enough, and it looks from the card like you really have. So one part of you is just dreaming about this next new thing or the new phase, the thing that's gonna happen, and sort of just losing yourself, I guess, in a dream of the future. And the other part of you, this comes out, it's maybe very, very difficult to see on camera, but these are sort of two women dancing with these sort of flesh-colored gowns. Uh, and this one came out as furious dancing, you know, as that expression that furious times require furious dancing. And this looks to me like you expressing sort of your frustration somewhere in your life. You know, you could be doing a lot of workouts just to sort of blow off steam or whatever it is that you do. It looks to me like you're these two states of being are sort of the ones that on a deeper level are the most prevalent inside of you right now. Is that some of the time you're dreaming about this new thing that's going to come, and then probably every time you're confronted with that dream not having come true yet, you're like really frustrated with the now and how things are working out right now, understandably, because you really have been waiting a long time. But here's what Spirit would like to say. Spirit would like you, first of all, Spirit comes out with this beautiful card, the octopus, which is the most amazing, beautiful card and creature. So alien, so mysterious, so deep, so intelligent, so sensuous, you know, that every single one of those little, I can't remember what they're called, those thingies that they have on the tentacles, has sort of an intelligence of its own. This is a creature that senses everything all the time, everywhere, in every way. So this, and it is this alien, weird, beautiful, stunning, incomprehensible animal. And the way it comes out is as to say, the thing that wants to come in, the thing that wants to be a part of your new beginning, of this new thing that's going to happen to you, it's almost as if it's not of this earth. It's so foreign, it's so strange, it's so glorious and amazing and magical, and it just doesn't work with the same rules as everything else. So, and this comes out as something that has no ego, absolutely none whatsoever, that has no sense of time. This comes from a dimension where there is no time, no such thing as time. And you're very much in the consciousness of time. You're like, why are things moving? This should have happened by now. And this one, it's just something else completely. It's so foreign and strange and magical. And it moves in other ways. So it's almost like something, the thing that you want to have come in, and the thing that Spirit wants to move in is it's so magical, and it's so different from everything you know, that it moves in mysterious ways. And it also comes out with the experiencing card, once again underlining how sensuous this creature is. Like, it's feeling everything. It's really about presence, being present, experiencing everything while we're in it. And so this looks to me like, actually, like Spirit is saying, we would like you to sense the present moment, really, really sense it. Be in it, experience it, feel it, let it fill you up through all of your senses. Breathe, touch, smell, listen. It's just a whole other kind of energy. It's sort of moving from time as something that is chronological, into time as something that is a space that you're inside of. So children have this, for example. Children have to reach a certain age before they understand the concept of time, before they understand how long it takes to go from one thing to the other, or why they need to hurry and these things, because they're just there's so much in the present moment, and it's like they're putting on their shoes, and then oh, there's a ladybug, and then they're in that, and it's sort of like that sort of complete presence and innocence and being in the now. Because of course that is very alien to us. We're so conditioned to be in the chronological time and all the time trying to get places and have goals and all of this. But actually this speaks about if we could be really in the now, really in the now, then it would be such an alien, fantastical, mystical, beautiful experience. It would be so sensuous. It would fill us up in a way that none of what we do really does. So I feel like this is talking about that. And it came out with the Two of Inspiration, that very deliberately came out upside down in the reverse. This normally would be a card of somebody looking for something. You can see that very clearly, right? Planning, looking, planning ahead, looking for things in the world. But it came out upside down saying, yeah, maybe try to not do that. It's like kind of an insane advice as a modern person to receive that piece of advice, because it's like the complete opposite of what we learn. But it's really saying that you know, it's like you're being asked to let go of the wanting to reach the goal itself. That's actually, you're at the finish line, you're so close, and the last thing the universe wants you to let go of is that intensity with which you want to cross the finish line. So it's quite a challenge, but of course it's not at all impossible, and it really comes out as like the last thing you're being asked to let go, which I think is incredibly motivating. So, but not easy, and it's coming out also. This one was followed by the peacock and the success card. Quite stunning cards, these two. And so what this was saying to me was, you have maybe a tendency, or you have had, because we all have a tendency to want to go, you want to go where the success is, you want to go where you shine, you want to go, you know, to being your best self out in the world, and who doesn't? I also feel like you've been stopped maybe from some success, and you're kind of waiting for this new one to arrive, or to this new state of, you know, returning to success in a way, returning to manifesting. And so you want to shine, you want to be your best self, you want to have success with your new beginning. But it's like, it's because they're followed by this one that says, don't be so focused on the goal. Don't have all of your energy tied up into wanting this, because you already know this. This is not alien to you. You've had lots of success. This is not alien to you. You've had lots of successes in your life. You've shined a lot. You know what it's like to step out, and understandably you want to do that again, because you've been stopped in doing that for a little while. But what these cards are saying is that, yes, but this is sort of a recurring pattern in a way. Because the tiger, the success card, speaks about how we have success, and then we have sort of failure, or a period with less success, and then we have success again, and then it disappears. It's like the ups and downs of life. And the peacock, of course, is this beautiful creature, but it's also about it's kind of like about showing itself to the world, sort of making an effort to show itself. And I feel Spirit is saying, yeah, but you have done that. You've done that a million times. You know what that's like. And you know that after having shined, you'll have a period where you don't feel so shiny. And then you'll shine again. And then, that it's actually, that it's sort of a karmic repeating pattern, not karmic as such, but that is what the essence is of the karmic wheels, talks about how we repeat the same things again and again and again and again until we realize, no, actually, I want something else. I want to break out of the repeating pattern of lives and lives and lives, or doing the same thing again and again and again within my own life. And then start realizing, oh, but this, okay, yeah, this has been great, but it's always, it's there, it disappears. It's there, it disappears. It's there, it's like, it's just, it has no actual movement. It has no actual transformational power. And so what's always also talked about in the ancient writings about karma and is that you have to reach a certain age, or metaphorically, or maybe in actual fact, reach a certain life before you're willing to step out of this recurring pattern of in a way being continuously chasing something that is fleeting. And that actually in the older yoga writings of yoga philosophy writings that speak a lot about karma and turning the wheel and all of this, it was said that you have to reach at least the age of 35 before you can actually start changing your life, because until then you're not really tired enough of your own patterns. You haven't done them, you haven't taken enough rounds before to realize that you don't want to do this anymore, that you need actual change. And the reason why I'm talking so much about, the wheel is, of course, because that's the next card. That's one that comes out. It comes out to say, well, if you keep chasing this, the wheel is not going to turn. You'll have success, you'll fall out of success. You'll chase a new success, you'll fall out of it. And you can do that as many rounds as you like, but as long as you do, real change will not occur. And this comes out to me as these figures that are sitting around the real wheel representing change in your life, real change. These figures look to me like trickster energies. So the trickster energy in this case comes out to me as short-term benefits or short-term success. Like, this is short-term, going for the success because it'll wane and then you'll want more. Or, I think we've all experienced that. We were looking for some success. We were going for a goal. And then when we got it within long, it wasn't enough. And we wanted the next thing. We wanted more, bigger, better. And so it doesn't really satisfy us. And so Spirit is saying you actually have to let go of the illusion that anything outside of yourself is gonna satisfy you really, or that success that you're chasing after, that reaching that goal will satisfy you really, because that's a trickster energy that's trying to keep you in non-movement, in actual spiritual stagnation. So it's asking you to be willing to let go of that. To let go of the illusion that anything outside of yourself, including reaching this goal that you're so close to, is the thing, because that is actually not the thing. And so we end the reading here with a row where you come out as what Spirit would like you to come out as, which is a completely other sort of power than the peacock, because the peacock is very dependent on its audience or other people, to shine. But this is not like that. This is something else entirely. This is you being power, but also peace, because the ram is an incredible energy is also areas of initiative and movement and power and force and courage. But this ram is not moving because it knows that it doesn't have to run all the time. It can just be its power. It can just be peace. And so it's really the universe actually wants you into a state of power and peace. Because that's the state that it wants you to be in. And then a lot of goals will be realized, but that won't be the important part. The important part will be your state of being. And it comes out with letting go. So what you're being asked to let go, of course, is sort of your FOMO, or your investment in the goals as if they're going to bring you happiness, because it's going to be very short-lived and then there's going to be a new goal. So it really wants you to sort of understand that, because it will bring you directly to abundance. It's really beautiful. And for the first time ever, I've never actually seen these two, I think, in a reading together. We started out with you reaching this flowering, but these two look like a complete pair to me. So there could be sort of this ram that comes in could also possibly be a person, maybe an Aries. But I mean, I really saw it as an inner process. But it could be, because the moment the wheel turns, this shows up. So it's either you or somebody else or both. Either way, it is talking about reaching a state of peace and power that is not about escaping your reality, that's not about frustration with the now, that is more about experiencing the now, being in the now, and having knowingness about the how everything is perfect, as it is, and that things are gonna come, because you're being promised absolute abundance in that state of being. And then we end up with the Temperance card, looking to me as you sort of reaching the golden path, like just the middle, like the perfect alignment of movement, but still peace, with presence and power, and not wanting to be anywhere except where you are. This looks to me like a newborn adult, like you in your next new state of being. And that's what Spirit would like to move you to. Not only reaching a goal that's two small potatoes, it wants to move you into becoming this masterful creature. So, this was your reading, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, share, and come back again soon. Bye, Taurus.